I was curious for your reaction to the hard foul Caitlin Clark took last week, and then more broadly, if you have any concerns about her first couple weeks in the league.
Have you noticed that foul? Caitlin Clark Kennedy Carter shoulder-checked the sensational rookie, who had 2 Final Fours under his belt and the highest scoring record in college basketball history, to the ground. This incident caused a flurry of controversy, with fans and the media wondering if Clark was being targeted more harshly than other rookies. Is there more going on here, or is this just a part of the game?
I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, I other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball.
I'll give my colleague, Commissioner Albert, the precise question on the foul. I mean, aside from being a fan, you are aware that Caitlin's collegiate career was nothing short of extraordinary. She guided her team to 2 Final Fours, which is no minor accomplishment, but that's not all. With such an incredible college career, expectations for Caitlin's performance in the WNBA were sky high, and everyone was talking about how she had adapted to the professional game. Caitlin became the leading scorer in college basketball history. Can you believe that she outscored every player who has ever played in the NCAA? That's the kind of talent we're talking about here. Every time she took the court, it was like watching a master at work, 3-pointers, no-look passes, you name it. She made it look easy and her fans adored her for it. Fans and scouts alike were making huge predictions, expecting her to bring the same tenacity and talent to the WNBA as she did in college. But let's face it, she has already proven she can compete with the best. Caitlin's entry into the professional league wasn't just about basketball, it was a media event. From the moment she announced her candidacy for the WNBA draft, every major sports outlet covered her story, and her social media following exploded with fans from across the nation and beyond eager to watch her play. On the one hand, the media attention has been great for women's basketball because it attracts new fans and creates excitement. But on the other hand, it puts Caitlin under constant scrutiny. Every game, every play is scrutinized and discussed, and every move is swiftly noted. Caitlin Clark has often demonstrated that she can manage high-pressure situations, and even if the media attention can be debilitating, it is obvious that she is prepared to rise to the occasion and keep improving as a WNBA player.
What an incredible talent she is, 2 Final Fours, leading scorer, history of college basketball. So I look forward to watching her ongoing development in the league. I think ultimately this is very healthy for women's basketball in the WNBA. It's generating tremendous additional interest.
However, the drama that has everyone talking is this one. This is the lowdown image for the third quarter of a heated game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. The ball is ready to be inbounded when, in case you missed it, it's about the notorious foul incident involving Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark. One of those moments where everyone watching did a double take was when Kennedy Carter shoulder checks Caitlin Clark from behind, sending her to the ground. Did that really just happen? When the WNBA reviewed the play, they decided to upgrade the foul to a flagrant one, meaning they saw it as more than just a rough play. It was unnecessary and excessive. This decision added fuel to the fire, igniting debates among players, fans, and analysts about the severity of the foul and whether the punishment was justified. At first, the referees called it a common foul. It seemed like a rough play, yes, but nothing out of the ordinary in a highs game right players, right? Following the game, Kennedy Carter, the player at the center of the controversy, did not immediately comment, but she did so the following day. Carter stated that she wasn't proud of the play and that it didn't represent who she is as a player, but she acknowledged that she got swept up in the heat of the moment because she's a competitor, and occasionally that competitive spirit spills over. Her coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, also released a statement she backed Kennedy, but acknowledged that the foul was inappropriate. Weatherspoon emphasized that while physical play and intensity are important aspects of the game, there are better ways to handle situations on the court. She also made it clear that they had talked about the incident and that Kennedy knew it wasn't the appropriate way to act. Teammate Angel Reese also added her voice, emphasizing the competitive spirit and passion that motivate players like them. Ree asked fans to get to know the players and see the context before making judgments, pointing out that these kinds of occurrences can spiral out of control when people simply watch a snippet and not the entire game.
Seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. I think it may be lost on some people who are new to basketball in terms of a little bit of the controversy in the WNBA.
When you watch Caitlin Clark play, it's like she has a target on her back. Defenders are guarding her tightly, sometimes even 94 feet from the basket. This level of defensive attention is intense. Now, compare this to other high-profile rookies, like Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum, who entered the league with their own set of accolades and expectations. Both players face tough defenses, but not to the same extent as Caitlin Clark. The reason Caitlin is receiving this kind of treatment is partly due to her reputation as a game-changing player who can alter a game's outcome on her own. Defenders are tased with stopping her at all costs, but is it harsher? That's where things get interesting. Sabrina and Kelsey weren't being guarded this aggressively off the ball or from such long distances. Some contend that her defensive tactics are not only tough, but borderline excessive. In some cases, hard fouls against her went uncalled, leaving fans and analysts to wonder if the officiating was fair because she was a rookie or if there was another factor at work. Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo has commented on this, saying she doesn't think there is a subtext of jealousy or targeted aggression against Caitlin, and that Lobo views it as a necessary component of the sport's competitive nature. Because Caitlin poses a serious danger on the court, she is receiving the defensive attention she merits. The fierce defense is a testament to her abilities. Monica McNutt concurs, noting that although Caitlin may be receiving more defensive attention, this isn't motivated by envy, but rather by competition. Players compete to win, and when facing a player of Caitlin's caliber, you have to bring your best. Both experts agree that the heightened media pressure on Caitlin can distort public opinion, but McNutt also noted that this type of competitiveness and intensity is beneficial for athletics, since it makes games more entertaining and attracts more people. People who are new to the WNBA might witness these severe fouls and think she's being unfairly targeted without understanding the whole context of the game.
The league moments, especially for heralded rookies, but of course I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately.
People's perceptions can be greatly influenced by media coverage, and in Caitlin's case, things have been hectic since the nasty altercation involving Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark quickly became viral. Social media and blogs from sports outlets were everywhere. The story swiftly changed from a hard play in a furious match to a significant dispute. The public's perception of Caitlin and the incident has surely been influenced by the media's tendency to exaggerate events, making them appear larger and more dramatic than they may actually be. In Caitlin's case, the incident was examined from all sides, and commentators conjectured on whether it was an intentional attack, whether Caitlin was being unfairly singled out, and what it meant for her future in the league. One of the most striking instances of media portrayal was the Chicago Tribune editorial, which went so far as to call the foul an assault. Now, calling a play in a basketball game an assault is a pretty bold move. It implies a level of violence and intent that goes beyond sportsmanship. This kind of language can really sway public opinion. Fans who may not have witnessed the game or the foul themselves may read it and assume it was a malicious and violent act. It heightens emotions and can lead to a backlash against the players involved, particularly Kennedy Carter in this instance. What do you think? Let us know in the comments section below.